Hello.
Hey everybody. I'm Tina.
And I'm Priscilla.
And we are the Sensei Sisters. We are having trouble with the environment today.
Yes,
we
nature.
moved from one bench because it was incredibly windy and the wind was blowing our hair in our faces. And now we're in another bench that the sun is just like really shining on us. But if you are joining us this morning, we are going to do some Q&A with each other just so you can get to know us better. And if you have a question, feel free to write it in the comments and we'll try to answer your question
if we
too.
Can read it.
If we can actually see it, because the sun is so incredibly crazy this morning. But it is beautiful out here at LaSalle Park.
Yes,
just a little nippy where I was walking around the bench with the phone in my hand trying to get warm. So my first question is for Priscilla, and what I want to know is, and we didn't practice this, I promise. What I want to know is what led you to get into teaching Zumba?
Okay. Well, the answer is Jane. Hey Jane, wherever you are.
Jane
might be
is
working.
the answer.
Jane is the answer. I actually after I had my youngest son Joey, who for you guys who don't know, he is 8 years old. After I had him, he was my fourth child. I was pretty miserable. I was at my top weight, and I was tired all the time. And over my life, I had tried on and off to do different things for fitness and tried to eat more healthy, but never a real big concerted effort. No, not anything real consistent. And I didn't really have anything that was just for me. I didn't have, any activities outside of taking care of my kids and volunteering at the school now and then or whatever. I tried to do some home businesses, but I was struggling with that. And Jane had been living out of town in Austin, Texas, and she had enjoyed Zumba there. She had decided to try it out and she loved it. And when she moved back in town for some classes she was taking, for school, for her degree she was working on at the time, she said, you really would love Zumba. You should come with me. And there was a place near my house in Metairie, and she said, it's right over here around the corner. There's no excuse. Let's go. And she took me in the first, one of the first classes I went to was actually in November, so we're coming up on sort of an anniversary of it. And I went, and I always say it was love at first wiggle. And after that, after going fairly consistently to the class whenever they had it for about 6 months, the two of us, me and Jane, said, this is so much fun, and if we were teaching it, we'd be even more motivated to stay consistent because we'd have to be there because we'd be the teachers. Plus, it's exciting and fun to teach other people and help other people to do the same thing we were doing. So we were really excited about it, and that's when we decided to do the training. And here I am 7 years later, 7+ years later, and I still love it.
That's awesome.
Yesterday was class last night, and I said, this is just the best thing. It's therapy.
You found your passion.
Mm-hmm.
John Maxwell, the Intentional Living book that I do sometimes workshops on, one of the things he says is to figure out what your passion is and use it to add value to other people, and it's exactly what you're doing.
Yep.
So good for you, sis.
Yay, good for me. I have a question for you, Tina.
All right.
You're a public speaker. Mm-hmm. She's a public speaker, y'all. What is your favorite thing to speak about?
What topic?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like talking about leadership. I do a lot of leadership stuff. I started out as a John Maxwell trainer. That's John's thing. So I had a lot of materials to choose from, resources that we're allowed to use as part of John Maxwell team. But then I decided that I wanted to do more of my own thing. And so I have created my own leadership program called the 21-Day Quest to Heroic Leadership. If you were in the groups that came to my Leadership in Lattes, or Lattes in Leadership, whatever they were called, that I did for a few months there, then you know what my program was about. But it inspires me. I love it. And who are we haying to?
Oh no, I was raising my hand because I went to the leadership.
Oh, you went? Oh, yeah, you did. You went
did.
to the... I'm teasing. I'm just teasing her. But no, so I love leadership, but I really like, whatever I can talk about that I can connect with the audience, and So one of the things I love is to share personal stories if there are ones that can help other people. And so that's, I tend to talk about struggles that I've been through, and even with the leadership thing, I used a lot of the experiences I had when my son was in the hospital for a long time to talk about the nurses and how some of the nurses had the leadership qualities that I look for in people. So yeah, I think leadership, but anything that inspires people.
Cool. Do we have anybody on? I'm trying to see. I can't tell.
I can't either. I don't think so.
So funny.
Yeah, it's really, really bright and windy. Okay, next question for you is, I know you have a degree in early childhood education, and you, for a long time, were a stay-at-home mom, and then the teaching thing with Zumba came along. So do you feel like, this is going to sound crazy, but do you feel like the early childhood education degree that you have actually helps you in some way with your teaching Zumba?
I guess in a way, because, well, definitely with Zumba Kids, because I teach Zumba Kids too, for as a volunteer at the school. So once a week I have my Zumba Kids classes, and I have preschoolers age 3 up through 2nd grade, which is like 7-8-year-olds. So I think I do keep some of that knowledge from my education as a early childhood teacher in mind when I'm doing that. So when I did the training for that, it very much made sense. Some of the things that they were reinforcing with us, I already knew because I had that background. But even with my grown-ups, like I know, I need to engage with my students, and I need to reach them on the level where they're at, and make sure that people are working in the way that works for them. If I have somebody, coming off an injury, or somebody who's real new to Zumba, and they need to make modifications, I try to be really aware of that. And as an early childhood educator, you have to work with kids at the level that they're currently able to, learn things, so that you're not trying to push them too hard, too fast, or if you've got some that are ahead of the others, you need to be able to keep them up to speed too, and not let them get bored. So try to entertain.
That's interesting that you should say that, because I've been going through this thing where with a lot of my presentations, I taught a class at Delgado last week, and I have this tendency to want to over-educate and under-entertain. I don't know if you've, and so I want to cram like a bajillion things into a presentation because I want people to get their money's worth. I want people to educate themselves. And I think it was Walt Disney. I wish I had this quote committed to memory, but I don't. But I want to say it was Walt Disney said something like, I would rather entertain people and educate them in the process than try to educate them and not entertain them, or something. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, the whole gist of it can't talk today. The whole thing is that if you want to educate people and you entertain them, you can educate them in the process, but it's hard to educate people if you're not entertaining them, which really takes a different approach to teaching,
Yeah,
I'm
keeping
learning
people
that.
engaged. Yeah, you don't want everybody dozing off.
Yeah.
It's hard to doze off at Zumba, but you don't want anybody getting bored. I have
never fallen asleep in your Zumba class.
I have a kindergartner who, with a bright smile on her face, said to me, "This is boring," and I'm just like, "No, it's not."
No, you stupid kid, it's not.
No, I didn't call it. She just was not prepared for what was coming next, because then I kept her busy. So
you said, "Hey, girl, you get in life what you put into it."
I'm not sure why something boring was so much fun for her, because she looked like she was having a great time. But, I have a question.
Oh, yeah.
Who is someone who inspires you? And this could be from the standpoint of what you do for a living. Oh.
You do. You inspire me. Yeah, the women in my life inspire me. I mean, Grandma was a really great inspiration for us as feisty as she was, our grandmother was an awesome person. My mom's mom, I'm talking about, and we spent a lot of time at my grandma's house when we were kids because my mom worked, and my grandmother was just a very strong lady. There was a soft side to her. She was a housewife all of her life that I know of. I know she had little jobs here and there, but I think that was all before she married Grandpa. But she was just a very incredibly strong lady. She was committed to her marriage, and her feistiness and playfulness.
Great sense of humor.
I think that I think that you and I, and Mom, of course, picked up a lot from Grandma, and her cheese sandwiches. She used to feed us cheese sandwiches every day. And one day I said something to her about cheese, and she said, "I don't like cheese." And I'm like, "Grandma, you give us cheese sandwiches every day, and you don't like cheese?" "No, don't like cheese." Which is so funny. But yeah, her and our mom was a huge inspiration on, obviously, both of us, that we're both in some form of teaching, because our mom was a teacher for many years. And my mom never let any of the stereotypes, I guess, or the stigma associated with women in the workplace when she was young. She never let that get to her. She just set out her goals and achieved them, and was and had an incredible sense of commitment to her job. Just really, I think she was at Delgado for 37 years, and she maybe missed one day of work, if that. I don't even remember, but I know she just.
Well, it was summer break when she had me, so.
Yeah, she happened to have Priscilla on summer break from school, and then went back to school like 5 days later. Yeah, yeah. So, an incredible work ethic. And
yes, you're awesome, Mom.
Yeah,
we love
Sensei
you.
Mom, we love you.
Yeah. She's gonna watch later, and she's gonna say, "Oh."
Well, if you guys, Mom's going to be mad at us, actually, because she doesn't like us to talk good about her. But if you have any questions for us that you'd like to know, if you haven't ever done it, take a look at our About Us, because we share a lot of personal information in there about our backgrounds, and anything we can do to help, that's what we're here for. That's what we're committed to. We want to help people. And so if you have a question for us, about us, or just a question in general for Priscilla or me, feel free to ask it in the comments, and we'll do our best to address it.
Yep.
But for now...
Oh, wait.
Oh?
Don't forget about the health challenge.
Thank you for that.
Because it's important. And I wanted to point out, I tried to put a post up this week to remind you guys, if you do the health challenge, make sure your post is set to public. So like up under where your name is, there's a little, there's like a little drawing of some people. If it looks like two little people, that means only your friends can see it. It needs to look like a little world globe thing. So if you click on that, it has a little pull down menu, generally speaking. I don't know, some people's phones work different from other people's phones, but if you click on that and click public, it will change it to public, okay? And if it's not public and we're not friends with you on Facebook, we're not going to see it. So that's not good, because then you won't get a prize.
Yeah,
and
we
we'll
discovered one kind of by accident through a friend. So yeah, so
make sure you go set those to public. And if you haven't done one yet, why not?
Really, it's real simple. So you
Get
just
out
have
there.
to post yourself doing something healthy, or eating something healthy, or even just share a healthy recipe, and use our hashtag Sensei Sisters Health Challenge, and we will find you, and we'll be drawing for a prize sometime
We have
next
a special set
month.
of skills. We will find you, and we will prize you. That's not a verb.
Prize, it can be. I mean, they add new words to the
going to make
dictionary all
prize
the
a
time, so
verb.
we can add a verb definition for prize. We will
come
prize
and
you.
Prize you.
Yeah.
I've been putting it together. It will be great.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I can't wait. She didn't share that with me. Okay, cool. So, for now, make yourself a priority.
Take care of you.
We love you guys.
We do. Bye.
Bye.